Hi guys, wish you all a very happy and a bright morning. Today is the day 3 of our 21 days of bliss, and the centric thought for day 3 is everything in my life unfolds in divine order. So in earlier in my life I would hear this term divine order so many times when I would read some spiritual books, or maybe come across some quotations from social media. I would hear divine order, but I would not exactly know what is the meaning of divine order. So then, when I got into meditation and spirituality, I tried understanding, and then I understood what actually is divine order. Divine order is like when things are in the nature are happening in perfect way, like it's happening and you don't have to make any conscious effort for the things to happen, like the nature, the plants, the trees, the planets, everything is going about doing their work, and we don't need to do any kind of interference. That is divine order, like everything perfect, everything in the right place, right time, the flowers blooming, the plants growing, the animals rebirthing, the solar system moving, and all that. That's happening in divine order. Likewise, in nature, in our lives also, everything is in perfect order already. The only thing is that we don't choose to believe that. When we are happy, when we are progressing, when we are successful, we feel everything is in perfect order. But the moment there is some kind of chaos, mayhem, or some disorder in our life, we go into that victim mode and we start asking ourselves why I am made to suffer so much, why there is so much of pain and issue in my life. There are accidents, mishaps, there are losses, there are relationship issues, and then we question ourselves, why is it that I have to suffer all this? Think individually, we all think like that. That means collectively everyone is suffering. But then the divine order says that whatever you are facing, or the people you are meeting, the events which are happening in your life, has a purpose, and they have a purpose to take you to the next level. The only thing is that it is not transparent before our eyes that time, and we don't know why is that happening. And then we think in the victim mode about why I am made to suffer so much. But when you choose to surrender to the divine power, the divine order, you kind of have that kind of faith that whatever it is right now is for my highest good. And the more faith, the more belief you have in the divine order, the closer you move to your highest self, the closer you move to what you deserve in your life. And the more fearful you are about your life, or about situations in future, about what will happen, about uncertainty, the more you delve your thoughts into this, the farther you go from the divine order. So it's in our hands to choose to believe that in the present moment everything is perfect, whether there is chaos, whether there is happiness, whether there is peace or not. Whatever is happening is for the highest good. So we might choose to think that whatever, so many people are dying, there is a virus which has taken our life by storm, and we are like everything is haywire. We don't know why this is happening, but the universe has a plan. So there is a choice. We might believe it, that that the universe has a plan, or you might think that it is everything is destructive. But when you choose to align your energy with something which is peaceful, something which is positive, something which is bright, and something which is progressive, you will see that you move into the next stage easily. So you progress from that particular zone to the next zone easily. That is how the divine order works. And more you are in alignment with the divine order, the more you see yourself uh, getting into the zone of success, health, abundance, finance, and everything in your life works to the best of what you deserve, what you truly deserve. In this particular context, there are two things which I wanted to talk about. One is control and one is surrender. In our life, generally, we feel that we have control of our life. We can take our decisions, we can make our moves, we can decide for ourselves. That is true to a certain level, that you can choose to decide. You can always have control. But there are areas, there are incidents happening in our lives over which we think we have control, but that control is an illusion. We don't have control, and that particular time is the time when you have to surrender. And when you surrender, the divine order works for you. So there is control, there is surrender, and between this there is something which, when you draw that alignment with the universe, you will see things happening for you. I would like to give a small story which I read in my childhood. My mom shared this with me, and this had kind of stayed with me, and I get a lot of strength. And I share this story with everyone who's going through something difficult, because we all believe that I can do this, I can do this, I can bring about a change, I have the power. But yes, it is good to believe in your power. Yes, it is good to believe that you have control. But at times when you have tried everything, try surrender. The surrender has the greatest power in the world, because when you surrender, you are vulnerable, and when you are vulnerable, you are the most powerful. So in Mahabharata, when Draupadi's Chir Haran was going on in that big hall, when the Pandavas lost their wife in the game, so they had put her at stake and they lost her. So Cheer Haran was happening. Dusashan was trying to pull her sari from her, and she was feeling aghast, she was feeling ashamed, because in front of so many respectable people, her respect, her self respect as a woman was at stake. And Dusashan, with his shrewd laughter, and in the that sabha, everyone was watching it with hanged head, and because they could not do anything about it, she kept on crying, pleading, shouting, screaming, and trying to keep her sari to herself. But Dusashan was like, being a guy and being strong, he was successful in keeping on pulling that sari. And she would always fear that the end of her sari is near. She kept on going to each one of them, Bhim, Arjun, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Sahadev. She was knocking, she was telling them, please rescue me from this. How can you see me going through such kind of turmoil? The whole of the people, that everyone is looking at me, and you all are just standing like you are helpless. Please help me, get me out of this situation. And when she felt that now there is nothing left that she can do, she had tried every single measure, and she failed miserably, and she was at her wits end. I'm getting goosebumps sharing this with you all, because I could feel what she must have gone through in that moment of complete like at your wits and not knowing what to do. She then surrendered. She surrendered to the Lord, to Krishna. She closed her eyes, she folded her palms in front of her chest and started moving in rounds. And Dusashan was still pulling her sari, and she kept on saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She kept on doing that. And then when she surrendered, Krishna appeared. Krishna appeared to help her, because within her heart she called his name, and with the kind of surrender that he is the only one who can protect her self respect, he came, and he could not do anything to stop Dusashan. What he did was made her sari into some endless stream of cloth, and which he kept on pulling, but it had no end. There was no end to her sari. Ultimately, what happened? He surrendered. So Dusashan could no longer pull her sari, because he got tired doing that. And then Lord Krishna saved Draupadi. This story stands the test of the time, in crucial of times when you think you have control. When she was trying to offer resistance, trying to stick to her sari, calling out names and moving from one end to other, looking at people's face, anyone would come out of the crowd and help her. Someone would come out of the crowd, and no one came. Then when that time she thought that she has control, but actually that was an illusion. She had no control. And then she kind of, when she did not know what to do, she surrendered. And when she surrendered, the Lord appeared. There is so much beauty in this story, that every phase in our life where we feel that we have some kind of control, but we try and do every possible thing, and then we find that we cannot do anything longer than this. You cannot try anything new. Then, when you try surrender, then you see the miracle of what can happen, what can change, and what new, what suddenly something can bring about perspective in your life is surrender. Right now, at this moment, when we see people suffering, we try and do a lot of things. We try and see the news channel, we see what's happening around, we try to stock stuff up, we try to hoard things, we try to tell everyone this is happening, spread news and all that, because we think we have control, we can do that. But the best thing we can do is surrender to Almighty, surrender to that energy which is saving all of us, which is ready to save all of us, provided we don't press the panic button, provided we believe that there is something good coming always there inside. There is a silver lining to every dark cloud. Only when we choose to have that, because our mass collective energy, what we are offering to the universe is not positive or negative. Universe is what you are, universe is what you are giving. So when you are giving negative, you are getting negative. When you are giving positive, you are getting positive. Choose to surrender, surrender to the outcome, surrender to the Lord, surrender to the energies of the universe, surrender to the divine order. This is what it takes. The surrender can spell miracle. The surrender can bring about a lot of change in your life which you are trying to bring about through control. Try surrender. So this is what divine order is. This is believing in something bigger, something stronger, something higher than you can take care of your life, because otherwise this huge setup of universe is not going to function like that. We are not doing everything, we are not taking care of so many things which are there, which is not in our control. Who is taking care of that? There is some divine order which is the operating system of the universe. Only when we are in alignment with the divine order, that things begin to happen. The more and more we surrender to the divine order, the more beautiful and deserving our life becomes. And the more we distance from the divine order, the more fear, doubt, naysay and confusion sets in our life. So it's always our choice. When you go inside, when you delve deeply inside, you will find a connect with your source. That is the divine order, and the divine order is always taking care of you. But you choose to, but it's only when you choose to believe that it is taking care of you. So the day 3 tells us to believe in that divine order, that everything that is happening in your life is in divine order. Otherwise, a caterpillar, coal, a sand, how does a caterpillar become a butterfly? How does coal become a diamond? How does a sand become a pearl, becomes a pearl? So these are all the way, the process of the divine order. It puts you through pain so that you can realize your potential. So when you suffer, when you feel the pain, believe that you are carving yourself into something beautiful. God is, universe is, the higher power is working for you and not against you. And there is a lot of strength and positivity in this kind of thought. I hope this video helps in bringing some kind of perspective towards divine order, and I hope this makes you more faithful than fearful. Thank you guys, thank you so much, and I choose to believe that everything in my life is working in divine order, is unfolding in divine order, and I hope you all do too. Thank you guys.